Alright, guys, what's up? Welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is my AEW and NXT review. The Wednesday Night Wars continue to roar on. Tonight was night 2 of the head-to-head battle between NXT Great American Bash and AEW Fyter Fest. The question is, was the battle this time a lot more interesting than last week's? How did I feel about this week's series of episodes compared to last week? I think across the board, both shows were better. I thought night 2 for AEW was excellent, and night 2 for NXT was also excellent. I thought both main events delivered. From both shows, both main events were outstanding. With a couple of other matches to talk about for both NXT and AEW. However, the most noteworthy thing did come from NXT. So, I think I would be crazy not to expect NXT to win the ratings this week. I'll be shocked if AEW pulled out the victory here. I am positive that NXT will make it 3 victories by the end of this week. Which is, not saying a lot since AEW's been kicking their ass in the ratings for months and weeks. But okay, hell. It's about time NXT got something over them. So yeah, I am highly expecting NXT to win the ratings war yet again this week because of the big main event between Keith Lee and Adam Cole, baby. At the same time, I don't expect it to be a victory they'll have for long because next week we got Jon Moxley versus Brian Cage, which I'm sure will win the ratings war. So alright, NXT will win this week, more than likely. Hopefully, I want them to win because they deserve to win this week. Not just viewership numbers, but demographic as well. They need to win across the board. Hopefully they do. If they don't win this week, I don't know what to say. I just give up predicting the ratings. But next week, regardless, AEW's definitely taking that win. They taking that dub. As you guys know, Jon Moxley versus Brian Cage got moved a week later because Jon Moxley came in contact with a person, his wife, Renee Young, who had coronavirus. She's doing better, and apparently he's been testing negative for the longest time. They'll do one more test with him next week. And it looks like, despite him being in contact with Renee Young, he's going to be able to compete. So I look forward to seeing Fight for the Fallen. That's a stacked card, too. That's going to be a crazy show. But that's next week. Let's talk about this week. Let's pay some bills, and then we'll get to the reviews. If this is the first time you're watching me and you like what I have to say, do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out, recorded or live. While you're at it, if you want to help expand the brand, you can do a couple of things. You can, first off, buy yourself a Deluxe Man t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Both a Deluxe Man t-shirt for you old school fans and the new school Alyx's World t-shirts. You can get them both on, of course, Teespring, which is right there below the video, and Pro Wrestling Tees. Like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at VX1. Alyx's World. Also give me a follow on Instagram. Check out the subreddit, The Wrestling Safe Space. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com. Most importantly, don't forget to donate. You can donate using PayPal, Patreon, and Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. Your Super Chat will be played live on air. Let's give a shout out to the people here who are live. Thank you all for joining me. We're doing this at midnight, by the way. This is a late broadcast. And we got people who are here. Thank you, Malik Hiltz. Thank you, Yundeku, Crusader Gamer, Nathaniel Lugo, Jordan Williams. We got Latrell Finkton, Darius Irvin, Firestar Hart, Elias Ademi, and Ultra Shao 97 are in his house. Please pay respect to our moderators. Aaron Thomas, Jamarcus Williams, We got, let me be sure I get, did I say Janelle Jackson? I'm going to say it just in case I missed it. Janelle Jackson. Arredondo Jose J48. Arredondo. I think I got your name right. Shannon M. James H. And let's do one more. KDTV. Alright. Not expecting a big crowd. I don't even know how many people are here. How many people are here? Probably a little bit under 100 because we just got started. Let me see. Let me get a good total amount of people who are live. Well, it says 50, so I'll take that. It's midnight. The midnight crowd is here. I didn't expect a lot of people, but hey, that's what I get for not going live earlier. Usually it's well over 100. The thing is, I fell asleep before the show, and it has nothing to do with either show's quality. I've been running myself ragged. The pandemic has forced me to keep myself busy, because if I'm not busy, my mind starts to wander. Someone who has anxiety should understand, and does understand. And when my mind wanders, it's not a pretty place to be. So I purposely keep myself busy working out. And if I'm not doing anything, I play video games. I've gotten back into Overwatch, by the way. Not a fan of Overwatch, the video game. Okay, so I love the graphics and I love the concept. I've just grown past the toxicity of the community. I've just kind of gotten past the whole co-op gameplay ordeal, whether it's whether it's games like Overwatch or whatever. I don't play much else, but it's just, I don't know, toxicity is just not in my vocabulary anymore. I just kind of just trying to push myself away from it, but I've gotten back into it because it's keeping me busy, keeping my mind off of things. I am playing Last of Us 2. I am playing other games as well. But outside of that, I'm working out, doing more content with videos. If WWE didn't suck, main roster-wise, Raw and SmackDown, I'd be doing reviews on that. But, hey, it is what it is. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are treating yourselves well. Let's get things started. Let's start things off tonight with NXT. Last week we did AEW first and then NXT. We're going to flip it. And the reason why we're flipping it is because of that main event. And I'm not going to waste your time. We're not going to, butter you up, tease you, make you wait. We're going to take your clothes off and get right to it. Wow, that sounded so dirty. And I'm not going to hide it. Anyways, look. The main event between Keith Lee and Adam Cole for the NXT Championship and North American Championship. Winner takes all. Thought it was an excellent match. Definitely, in my opinion, takeover worthy. It's one of those matches that should have been in front of a crowd. Not saying it wasn't great without a crowd. I just think if you take this exact same match, you give it an arena with thousands of people, you get that natural fan reaction, instantly becomes a classic. Instead, what we got was an outstanding match. Not taking anything away from Adam Cole or Keith Lee, I thought both of them went in there and tore it up. They gave us their best performances. I thought Keith Lee looked amazing. I'm happy they're going all the way with him being a monster, a big man beast who doesn't sell all that much, but when he does sell, it means something. That was one of my biggest complaints when it comes to Keith Lee. I thought he sold way too much. Now he's selling less and less, and he comes across a bit more badass, in my opinion. And Adam Cole is just Adam Cole, baby. He's just freaking awesome. He's already bred made to take over, no pun intended, wherever roster he's on, Raw or SmackDown. But let's talk about the results. It was spoiled last week. Some idiot, one of the people in the Performance Center, spoiled the ending of the main event between Keith Lee and Adam Cole literally a week ahead. And it's one of those guys in that tag team, Inducir. I don't even know their names. Okay? I don't really care about the tag team. I've been saying that they suck for a while. They just come across as just bland, boring, lifeless personas anyways. And after seeing one of them, I don't even know who it was, one of the members do this, I'm just already done with them. And you already know that Triple H and the other staff in NXT, they were pissed. They were fuming at Inducir. I would have been fuming. That might be it for their career. You spoiled a huge match. Huge. And someone in the live chat just said, well, NXT spoiled Tommaso Ciampa winning the championship. They did. That was stupid. But that doesn't... Here's the thing. NXT back then wasn't live. It was taped. So you can somewhat forgive that. You can be like, I'm not cool with y'all spoiling that, but it's like, well, it was taped anyways. NXT is supposed to be live. 2 hours. And it's live on USA Network. So why the hell would you spoil that? What idiot, when you're watching this match happen, why would the first instinct be, I'm gonna show the world what they're gonna see next week? What the... It just really blows my mind. You have to be an idiot to do that. I love what Aaron Thomas said in the live chat. They're basically two Jinder Mahals. Yeah, I agree. But, yeah, it was spoiled. I was one of the people that was able to avoid the spoiler, but I kind of figured what was going to happen based off of people's reactions. So, it did somewhat hurt my enjoyment of the finish. Because if I was to have not known what was going to be the finish, I would have loved it even more. But that's okay. Because in the end, it was still a big moment for Keith Lee. Keith Lee is now your new NXT champ and North American champ. The first ever wrestler in WWE history to win both the NXT and North American championship belts. I think he's the first ever dual champion. Right? Yes. Let me think about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he is. Because I'm really thinking about it. Yeah, he's the first one. First ever dual champion. Because I thought Adam Cole was the first one, although he did win the tag team titles for his team, but then he gave it to Roderick Strong before he won the North American title. Huh. Okay. I guess Keith Lee is the first. That's big. Keith, 2 belts. Congratulations, Keith Lee. I think it's long overdue. This man, I think, has gone way too long without getting his shot. He's been in NXT since 2018-ish? 2018, probably 2017. I'm going to go 2018. Hasn't really been getting too much TV time until 2019. So, it's interesting seeing him finally get all this attention that he should have been getting from the get-go. And I hope he runs with it, man. I think, yeah, when it comes to who should be Adam Cole, who should have ended his 400-day championship reign, legendary by the way, really good reign. Yeah, Keith Lee was the right guy. I had no complaints about that. That was actually the guy I wanted to see beat Adam Cole. So we got it. I didn't think he was going to win both the NXT and North American titles. I was shocked by that, but cool with me. So, excellent main event. Definitely go out of your way to see it. And I'm very excited to see what comes next with Keith Lee. spoiler alert, just to kind of let you know, after the match, we saw Scarlett and Karrion Kross in the skybox watching the match from afar. So there you go. Probably at the next takeover, we're going to get Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross. Which means his championship run will most likely be very short. Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. When you have someone who, when you got someone like Keith Lee getting this big moment, you can already see, like, yeah, it's not going to last very long. They're just going to have him hold 2 belts for just a short period of time before he drops the top title to Karrion Kross, which he should. He should. Like, Karrion Kross should get the Brock Lesnar push immediately. But at the same time, I kind of want him to hold the belts for a while. That's just how I feel. Let him enjoy this. Let's have Keith be a dominant champ for a while. Like, I kind of want him to go for a little bit longer. I don't want to see Karrion Kross beat him immediately at the next takeover, which will most likely happen. We'll see. But yeah, give me your thoughts on Keith Lee being your new NXT champ. Give me your thoughts on Adam Cole versus Keith. Congratulations to the Limitless champion, Keith Lee. So let's go ahead and go backwards now and talk about the rest of the show. I'm not going to have too much to say about the rest of the show. It's going to be one of those boom, bam, this is what happened, here's my thoughts, and I'm just going to move on because the only thing we're talking about was the main event. I'm not saying the rest of the show wasn't good, because the rest of the show was great. It's just when you look at what happened and then you talk about it, it's like, that's it. So the first match was Candice LeRae versus Mia Yim in a street fight. It was a very good street fight. There was a lot of spots in there that you don't usually see in a women's match. I still feel like Asuka and Nikki Cross had the better, or honestly the best, hardcore / street fight I can't speak English. / no holds barred / last woman standing match. There hasn't been a match that's come even close to topping that. I went back and watched it. That match was out of this world amazing. Definitely something you should go back and watch. 2017, I believe. Yeah, 2017. Alrighty. I think next was Bronson Reed versus Tony Nese, right? Oh, wait. So, throughout the night, they had Hall of Famers, Mark Henry, Shawn Michaels.
Is no one fatigued by the amount of dual champs?
I mean, who are the other dual champs, though? I mean, there's one in NXT. Oh, you mean like Bayley? Bayley's a dual champ. Okay. Is there another dual champ I should know? Is there one in AEW? I'm really not all that fatigued about it. It's not like we have another one. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I was talking about the legends giving their thoughts on the main event. Mark Henry talked about it. Shawn Michaels talked about it. I think it was Mick Foley. They all just sent in their thoughts to talk about the match. And you know what? It's good having that. It's good to have well-known people on NXT giving their thoughts on the main event because it gives a focus to that match. You just gotta know that if we were able to bring them in, those talent would be there present. Like, they would be there to watch the main event. But what can you do? We got some backstory on Bronson Reed versus Tony Nese. So, it goes like this. Bronson Reed took on Leon Ruff last week and squashed him. But after the match, he helped him onto his feet and carried him to the back. He's not a Karrion Kross who likes to eviscerate you and eat your soul. He's the gentle giant. He'll fight you, he'll beat you up, but afterwards he'll help you to your feet and take care of you. Okay. I like the Gentle Giant booking with Bronson Reed. That might work. Let's see how well it goes. But anyways, Tony Nese fought Leon Ruff in a dark match before the show, and afterwards didn't help him up. He just toyed with him and beat him up and treated him like shit. So Bronson Reed said, not in my house. So now we have this match as a result. Alright. So Bronson Reed beat Tony Nese, but it took him way too long to beat him. This match went too long. This should have been a good 3-minute match. Get Tony Nese some offense, but it means nothing because Bronson Reed is a giant. He's a massive beast. It shouldn't take him 10 minutes to beat Tony Nese. Too long. My thoughts. He still won, but it took too long. We're doing this thing backstage where Robert Stone, the lost brother of Roderick Strong. So Robert Stone is hyping a big announcement to Mackenzie Mitchell, who's the new backstage blonde-haired, blue-eyed apple pie ring announcer. He pictures Shotzi Blackheart. Yeah, Shotzi Blackheart on joining his brand, but she says she's a loner. He is outraged and throws coffee over his shoulder, which hits Killian Dane. Killian Dane beats the shit out of him, and then Blackheart runs over his foot with her tank. There's this big comedic, oh my god, I'm dying, my foot hurts, ah! And then Aaliyah's like, oh my god, help him, ah, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Look, if it's something that entertains you, cool. It's like, I get it. They're basically making Aaliyah and Robert Stone the Bulk and Skull of NXT. Here's the thing. Bulk and Skull, you actually like seeing their asses get beat up. You're just like, oh lord. These guys are jerks. Always trying to pick on the Power Rangers, and they always get their asses handed to them. They're like Team Rocket. Maybe that's a bigger example. Team Rocket. Robert Stone and Aaliyah is like Team Rocket. They're just missing their Meowth and their Wobbuffet. That's going to be hilarious once they get that. But yeah, I mean, okay. I get the act. It's just, I've seen it. I guess here's my problem. I've seen it so many times in so many different shows. It just comes across as, oh, okay. This trope. You know, that's just me. Maybe that's why I don't like it. I'm just like, god damn it. Here we go. This old trope again. But if you like it, look, I know a lot of people enjoyed seeing Robert Stone get his ass kicked by Rhea Ripley last week. So, alright. I mean, enjoy the modern day Bulk and Skull Team Rocket. Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Johnny Gargano. I love this match. I thought this was an outstanding performance between two really good wrestlers. I've always been a big fan of Isaiah Swerve Scott, aka, what the hell was his real name? I know he was Killshot in Lucha Underground. What's his real name? Damn it! Okay, someone will tell me in the live chat. Yeah, but I've seen his work. He's a main event player waiting to take over. I'm just waiting for him to explode. I do think we need to go ahead and get him in front of that NXT Cruiserweight Championship picture. No offense to Drake Maverick. I'm more interested in Isaiah Swerve Scott. I think Drake Maverick's underdog story is kind of run its course.
Robert Stone is a Vince comedy act he loves.
I mean, I'm pretty sure other people like it as well, but I don't know. It's not for me. But yeah, I've been waiting for him to get his chance to shine. This was a great opportunity to see him shine, and I thought he made the most out of it. He and Gargano had what I thought was almost very close to a takeover style match. They were doing incredible sequences with each other. The kind of sequences that'll make you really appreciate wrestling. The counters and the flips and just new fresh wrestling that we don't get a lot. And I think when you get someone like Isaiah Swerve Scott, who can make literally any person he wrestles look good or give you something new each and every match, you need to feature him as much as possible. So I am gonna do with Isaiah Swerve Scott what I've done with people like Bayley, what I've done with people like Keith Lee, and what I've done with people like, who else did I predict would be a world champ and actually succeeded? With Gargano. We all knew Gargano and Ciampa and all of them were going to be champ. Adam Cole, we already knew that. I'm talking about people like those kind of people that you look at and you go, Nick Carter, most likely. And while everyone says Nick Carter, I go, world champ. I'm giving Isaiah Swerve Scott the biggest stamp of approval. I am predicting that he will be a world champ, NXT champ, in the upcoming years. How long it'll take it for him to get there, I have no idea, but he'll be there. Now, I have been wrong. I also said Apollo Crews would be a world champ. He got moved up too soon. So if he doesn't get moved up too soon, he'll be champ. Oh, I love this hype piece they did for Tegan Nox and Io Shirai. They're having a women's title match next week. We see, I don't know what it is, but they see Io Shirai submerged in water. Like she has a water tank somewhere. And you see her cutting a promo in this void. And there's this echo void when she's talking. And it's so goddamn cool. It's so cool hearing her talk in that headspace. And she's talking about Tegan Nox's journey and how they have similar upbringings. And Tegan's just like, I'm done being the comeback kid. I'm done being that girl who got injured and she's coming back to achieve her dream. Coming back to achieve her dream. I want to be NXT Women's Champ. And that match is next week. I think that's going to be a great match. That might be the match that really puts Tegan on the map for me. She's not going to win. I can already tell you that Dakota Kai's going to interfere. You know she is. Dakota's going to interfere. And then Dakota's going to get a championship match. And then I think she'll beat Io Shirai. That would be fucked up, though, if she ended up beating Io Shirai and Tegan's like, motherfucker. It's Gargano all over again. It's the Gargano Tommaso Ciampa effect all over again. Six-man tag, Legado del Fantasma. They defeated Breezango and Drake Maverick. Okay. Again, I'm just kind of over the Drake Maverick babyface sympathy storyline already. It's kind of run its course. The Garganos get interviewed. Wait, did I tell you who won between Candice LeRae and Mia Yim? I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure you know Candice beat Mia Yim, right? Okay, well, if I didn't, there you go. Candice did beat Mia Yim. A much-needed victory. They're psyched about their wins. Gargano beating Isaiah Swerve Scott. And talk themselves up as best as they can. The best couple in the universe. You know, they got plenty of wrongs to right. Finn Balor, you know, apparently Gargano wants to go after Finn Balor, and Candice wants to go after Tegan, and we'll see where that leads to. And they said they're going to help to set up some fireworks of their own. We got a superstar profile on the tag team champs, Imperium. And then we get the debut, well, the return, but the debut of Evil Mercedes Martinez. So she squashed Santana Garrett, and they're giving her the full monster heel treatment. She comes out walking slow. She has like a big collared cape, makes her look very evil. She wears a mask. She has become very Vader-esque, a female Vader, which I love. Go with it. Monster heel treatment. Shayna's not here no more. Might as well make her the new badass. Now, I want her to find her own rhythm. You know, she's now trying to figure out, all right, what am I going to do? She's still trying to fit into the role. So it's trial and error right now. But eventually, she's going to be a monster. She's going to be big. Okay, so next week they're doing Damian Priest versus Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes! Woo! And they're doing Io Shirai versus Tegan Nox. Alright, those should be decent matches. Definitely something I'll watch, but compared to AEW's card next week, they in trouble. I'm telling you, I think NXT is going to win the ratings this week, but AEW is going to get them back with Fight for the Fallen. So let's move on to AEW. Give me your thoughts about NXT down below. Fyter Fest Night 2. So Fyter Fest, again, like NXT, I thought it was an excellent show. I thought from top to bottom, all the matches were good to great, and that main event was awesome. Not to mention an out of this world 8-man tag. 4-team, but 8-man tag. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be fun to talk about. We open things up with a tag team championship match. Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega taking on Isaiah Cassidy and the other half of Shot Private Party. I should have wrote his name. I'm blanking on his name. I'm gonna kick myself if I don't remember his name. I just want to call him Private Party. But since I said Isaiah Cassidy, I gotta get the other guy's name. I'm pretty sure someone in the live chat's about to tell me. Isaiah Cassidy. Hold up. And it's gonna come to me. Mark Quinn. Thank you, Mark Quinn. God damn it. Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy. I'm blanking on names now. He just had a match against Cody Rhodes too. I should have remembered it. It's been a long day. This was a great match. I loved seeing Private Party get this spot. And I think the more you see them on TV, the better they get. I hope they continue to be featured. Of course, they wasn't going to beat Omega and Page. I don't think anyone's beaten Omega and Page except the Revival or FTR. That's going to be an excellent match to watch as well. They're holding off.
And Mercedes versus Garrett is not unusual as squash.
Not unusual squash. Not an unusual squash? Not sure what you're trying to say there, but thank you for the donation. So, had a great opener, and then we followed it up with Lance Archer versus their version of Mick Foley, Bad Boy Joey Janela. So, I'm really enjoying this makeshift odd couple tag team between the Bad Boy and Sonny Kiss. I think it works. And they've done things in other companies, other promotions as well, but I like it. I think it's a nice odd couple tag team to keep things fresh in the tag team division. So throughout the match, you see Lance Archer beating up both men, Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. And then you had that hope spot where they did 2 dives on Lance Archer and made you think that Lance was going to lose. And then Lance just jumped up and completely annihilated Joey Janela by putting him through a table and pinning him 1, 2, 3. Keep your big men strong. We get Darby Allin, who is, still out injured storyline wise. We do another black and white promo where he calls out Brian Cage and shows us his coffin drop training for his comeback, which he's seen falling off a goddamn crane into a pit of foam blocks, which looks goddamn fun as shit. I want to jump into a pit of foam blocks. That looks fun. Speaking of Brian Cage, we had a promo with Taz inside the ring. He is interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Taz cuts a promo about how Cage is going to beat Jon Moxley next week. And he calls attention to a black sack in his hands. He says he created it years ago. It's basically his full body of work, his blood, sweat, and tears. Pulls out an FTW World Heavyweight Championship. Nice throwback to ECW. No promotion has ever recognized it, but wrestling fans respect the man that holds it because he's the baddest son of a bitch in pro wrestling. He hands the championship, passes the torch to Brian Cage. I like it. I like... Look, we're basically letting Taz make Brian Cage the modern day version of Taz from ECW, which I'm cool with that. I like the shine that he's giving him. I love it. Let's go with it. Let's see how it works. I think it's a nice way to promote him, make him feel unique. Looks good to me. All right, let's talk about this crazy ass 8-man tag match. This was insane. The Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Bros taking on Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, and FTR, Dax and Wheeler, Dax Hardwood and Cash Wheeler, aka the Revival. This was freaking outsane. This was I can't even speak. I was gonna say outstanding, and then I thought insane, and so I said outsane. This was an insane bout.
Allen versus Cage for the FTW title. Please book it.
Allen? Who's he talking about? Who's Allen? I'm very confused. Sorry. Anyways, thank you for your donation, Allen. Alright, 8-man tag was insane. From beginning to end. Of course it was. When you got the Lucha Bros involved in any match, you know you're going to get some out of this world crazy bumps. And I loved seeing FTR and the Young Bucks work together very well. They were hitting moves. They were doing spots that they would be doing with their regular partners. Like Cash Wheeler and Nick Jackson would do a double team, and then Matt Jackson and Dax Hardwood would do a double team. And it was really cool. Lots of old school throwback to past tag teams. I love it. I thought it was great seeing that little story play out. But then you go over to Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. Ray Phoenix, and I'm not joking you. Ray Phoenix hits this spot that made me lose my mind. So you have all teams. We have all these teams on the outside. They're all in a pile. You have Nick Jackson on the ropes. He's just, he's about to do a moonsault off the ropes to the outside. And then you see Ray Phoenix run up to the ropes, springboard over Nick Jackson, hook him in a Mexican destroyer, and then they go, I'm not kidding you, they flip onto the pile with a freaking pile. I can't describe it very well. It was so insane. It's hard for me to describe it. He hit a goddamn springboard Mexican destroyer off the ropes, on the outside, onto the outside, on top of men on the floor. That's it. That's. I don't even know if I can describe that properly. You have to go watch it. It was an insane spot. Just out of this world craziness. If you are someone who's big fans of Spot Fest, got a little bit of that, while also some old school wrestling. It was a nice mix. I love the match. And to my surprise, the Lucha Bros got the victory. They pinned the Young Bucks. Okay. Freaking Lucha Bros getting the win. I love it. I love it. So, I think they're going to end up fighting FTR next week. Alright. Lucha Bros versus FTR. Oh, shoot. I'm telling you, Fight for the Fallen is going to be freaking amazing. So we move on from that. We see Big Swole, Ariel Monroe, but Big Swole. She's arriving at the building. She's informed that she's not allowed in the building because she's been served with a notice. She's been suspended for harassing Dr. Britt Baker. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, by the way. See, Dr. Britt Baker was all like, looky here. I'm the shit, and you ain't. I run things, you don't. I want you gone, so you gone. And Britt Baker's like, hold up, bitch. I tells you when I'm gone. We see her later on in the night apparently sneak in with a mask, and then she pushes Reba. I know it's Rebel. But Reba accidentally hits Britt Baker, and they do the whole Valley Girl. Oh my God, she broke my nose. Oh my God, what happened? So they're doing a very good job building up to Big Swole versus Dr. Britt Baker at AEW's All Out, which again they are. Oh, it's in September, right? They're praying to have an audience by then. If I'm serious, I don't get political a lot, but whatever. This is the time to do it. If we can just stop being idiots and just shut shit down for at least a good month, let this virus do what it needs to do, dissipate. Hopefully, people who have it will get well, and we can get something going to help the people who still have it. We allow this vaccine to get through. Maybe we can open up the pay-per-view to a small audience. Not a big audience, but a small enough audience to at least make it feel special. It's still gonna suck not having an audience, like an arena there, but damn it, man. Damn, I need to have my crowds back. Nyla Rose defeated two girls in a handicap match. It was, Kenzie Page and Keelan King. Yeah, she beat them both because they jobbers. Post-match, Rose gets on the microphone. She says everyone's been wondering what she has to say, but she believes actions speak louder than words, and her actions tonight spoke for themselves. She looks in the back and she sees all these great wrestlers with managers. So she's taking it upon herself to hire a manager. She's not ready to tell us who it is, but she's going to promise us one thing. All the wrestlers with managers, Cody, champion, Bryan, championship match. Her manager will ensure she wins the title back from Hikaru Shida, to which I say, why does she need a manager? Nyla Rose doesn't need a manager. She can talk. That's another thing. Like, see, that's one of those things where I go, I get what you're trying to do, but I would rather you give the manager to someone who needs it. People who can't talk. Brian Cage needs a manager because he's not known for talking. Taz with Brian Cage makes sense. Nyla Rose doesn't need a manager because she can talk. Matter of fact, that's the best part about her. She's great inside the ring, but the best aspect about Nyla Rose is her ability to talk. She's a talker. She can talk her ass off. But they want to give her a manager, to which I go, alright, well, who's... the fuck you gonna give her? Well, you gonna give her Taz? Like, you're gonna bring in a legend? Like, I don't know. To me, it's just like Lance Archer with Jake the Snake Roberts. That makes sense. That's a great pairing, by the way. That's been wonderful. Cody Rhodes with R. Anderson. Right now, it doesn't make sense, but if it's leading to a heel turn, okay. It'll make perfect sense. The same thing with Tully Blanchard and Shawn Spears. Love that pairing. Who the hell are you gonna put with Nyla Rose? Like, who's... Okay, well, we'll see what they do there. That's interesting. Kel Cabana is getting checked backstage for a massive bruise. The paramedics say, we'll let you wrestle. And Brody Lee's like, good. Get your ass up and go do my dirty work. So the storyline here is Colt Cabana is so desperate to win. Because AEW is all about wins and losses. He needs to get victories. He's been losing since he came to AEW. And he is trying to get some wins under his belt. So he joined the Dark Order. They took on SCU in a 6-man tag. And Colt Cabana and Dark Order won. With Colt Cabana getting the victory. The pinfall. So after each victory, he smiles, and you can see him becoming more and more corrupt and a lot more darker as time goes by. Go full heel with them. Screw it. I say we go full heel with Colt Cabana. It's something different. Be something different. Main event. Chris Jericho taking on Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy has a new theme song. Sounded nice. A little generic, but sounds nice. He was serious from the moment the bell started. He came out with his glasses off, with his shirt off. He just said, I'm not playing around. I thought this match was great. I thought it was nice to see a change with Orange Cassidy, who usually starts off just toying with his opponents, not really giving us 100%. He changed it up this time. He gave us straight up Orange Cassidy 100% the whole match. With Pac, he toyed with him a little bit. And then he got serious. Here, he gave Jericho 100%. And he came close to beating Jericho. And I say he came close. But what protected him, again, this is why I love what AEW does with their wrestlers more. I love that throughout the match you had interference from the Inner Circle, or Santana and Ortiz. They were basically interfering every second. So it wasn't a fair match. It was literally 3-on-1. And then Chris Jericho used the bat and cheated to beat him. So they did a very good job protecting him. They created this idea that he could have and should have beaten Chris Jericho. But because he was outnumbered and Chris Jericho used a weapon and cheated, he lost. So he looked good in defeat. They gave him very nice Daniel Bryan momentum with that. Thought it was very good. Great match. So I look forward to seeing what they do. Matter of fact, if they want to do a rematch, I'd be for that. But now we have to ask the question: where does he go from here? Who does he fight next? Personally, I would send him after Cody Rhodes. The thing is, again, I don't think he's gonna beat Cody, but him versus Cody would be an excellent match. Imagine if they did that match next week. They should. They probably won't, but they should. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy to watch. I am sure that things are gonna turn out well for Orange Cassidy. I think as weeks go by, I just fall more in love with him. I think he gets the idea of psychology. He sets people up for the whole, all right, I'm lazy, I have no ambition, I'm just gonna go and live my life and be cool. But then when he turns it on, he gets 100% serious. He's one of, maybe not the, but one of the best wrestlers in that company, who can beat literally anybody in a fair one-on-one match. Which I love. I love that concept where it's like he comes across as a joke, but he really is like he's a genie in a bottle. I love that. I think that's a great way to present him. Let's see what they do with him. I'm very curious to know where they go. I don't think anyone's beating Cody except Darby Allin. I just think it's right for Darby to beat Cody. And I think Cody is going to... I think when he loses to Darby, that will be the night he turns heel. Or he'll turn heel before then, and that will sweeten Darby's victory over him. So, yeah, great shows. I thought both of them delivered this week. I am still predicting AEW to lose to NXT in terms of the ratings. But regardless, I enjoyed myself. What about y'all? Give me your thoughts about it. Jordan Williams, y'all dudes actually find Cope serious. I can't take anyone that kissed Joey Ryan's ding dong seriously. Wow. That actually happened. Glad I never saw that. Haney. Alright. We don't take him seriously, but he doesn't suck. Him and Yano. Oh, my boy, Yano! New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're freaking awesome. They are. Yeah, I kind of agree with Haney there. They're gold. They're just a good comedy act. Cody is fighting Sonny Kiss next week. Okay. Alright, sure. Alright. I'm not against it, but still. And I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord.
saw Ray do that Spanish destroyer. He springboard off his Pentagon Jr. onto FTR and the Bucks. And the Butcher and the Blade. Alyx, I see why you loved it.
Yeah, it was hard for me to describe it too, but yeah, it was freaking awesome. It was a very good spot. I'm predicting a Cody and Darby match, possibly All Out. Yeah, me too. Great night for both companies. So my question is this: Who had the better show? Live chat, let me know. Who had the better show? Was it NXT or AEW? I want to know what you think. I'm very curious to know what you think about what show entertained you the most. Just very curious to know what y'all say about that. Let's see here. Cody fears Warhorse. They should bring in Warhorse for one night to fight Cody. That would be a hell of a match to see. Yeah, Fight for the Fallen is going to be a hell of a show next week. Oh! People thought AEW was the better show this week. That's interesting. Because I thought NXT... I would have sworn people were going to say NXT. Like, what do I know? Alright, AEW had the better show. Well... That's interesting. Candice LeRae's theme song should be Candy Girl by New Edition. Stop it. I love Candice's new theme song, by the way. I love both her and Johnny's new theme song. I'm trying to find a mashup to put it together with. Okay, there's an NXT pick. Someone said NXT was better this week. You know who won, the fans. Both shows are great. Alright, you little punks. Alright, Richard Atkinson also said AEW. Alright, well. That's a surprise to me. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to cut it off here because I am tired. Thank you guys for making me a part of your day. Be sure you leave a comment down below on what show you thought was better. And your thoughts on Keith Lee and everybody else who, put their heart and souls into this lovely, lovely night of wrestling. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoy yourselves. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and catch me in my next one. This is Alyx. Just Alyx, signing out right here in Alyx's World. Take it easy. I'm out. Peace.